This video is an introduction to road safety culture. In 2013, there were more than 17,000 vehicle fatalities on rural roads. 30% of them resulted from speeding-related crashes, 31% from alcohol-impaired driving, and 51% from not wearing a seatbelt. These statistics illustrate that a large percentage of road fatalities in the U.S. are the result of risky behaviors by road users. In many cases, these behaviors, such as alcohol-impaired driving or speeding, are intentional. Are you concerned that these risky behaviors might be a serious problem that your agency or community needs to address? Are you concerned about a possible increase of other intentional, unsafe behaviors that lead to collisions? Behaviors such as distracted driving, drowsy driving, or red light running? There are 4 traditional approaches to reducing the risk of injuries and fatalities on rural roads. You can improve the design and installation of the infrastructure through engineering, issue fines and penalties, enforcement, teach drivers how to recognize and avoid the dangers, education, and improve response services to reduce injuries and fatalities, EMS. These important strategies have created the foundation for a safe transportation network. This traditional 4E approach has proven to benefit road safety. But the 4Es do not address the critical factors that drive decision-making or change attitudes toward road safety. There is an additional approach that could support your efforts, an approach that could make a critical difference in influencing a person's choice of driving behavior. This approach is called road safety culture. In the next few minutes, you will learn what road safety culture is and why a growing number of transportation agencies are using it. We will provide strategies to transform road safety culture, as well as support you with additional culture-based resources for your agency's safety mission and work. We have asked Nick Ward, professor, psychologist, and director of the Center for Health and Safety Culture at Montana State University, to talk to you about this topic. Nick studies the social effects of culture on behaviors that influence our health and safety. Specifically, he has conducted research on the role of social factors in our group environments that influence our risk-taking behavior.
You may have heard the term road safety culture, but like many people, you are not exactly sure what it means, or maybe you just question whether it is relevant to you in your own work. In general, road safety culture refers to the social influence of the groups with which we identify and how this influence affects our own choices of road user behavior. For example, if a family culture has always reinforced the need to wear a seatbelt, family members may be more likely to wear their own seatbelt to comply with that culture. If we can understand road safety culture that exists in the communities we serve, then we can use these social influences in a positive way to promote safer road user behavior. Based on this understanding, we can develop specific safety strategies to transform road safety culture and reduce the number of injuries and fatalities on our roads. In order to use road safety culture as a safety approach, we first need to understand how our social environment determines our culture and how this culture influences our choice of road user behavior. We develop our values and beliefs in the social environment that surrounds us. As children, our families, friends, and schools influence us. As we grow older, our social environment expands to include our workplace. Beyond these, our community, state, and nation also influence us. So our culture is based on the groups that influence us in our surrounding social environment, each having its own shared values and beliefs. Next, we need to be more specific about the meaning of culture. What do we mean by the term culture? Definitions of culture typically refer to what is shared amongst group members in terms of what they do, common behaviors, what they create, governing artifacts, and how they think, shared thoughts. However, such broad definitions of culture seem to encompass everything, thereby leaving nothing else to explain or predict. For our purposes, we intend to use road safety culture as a framework to change road user behavior. Therefore, we view behavior as an outcome of culture, not part of it. Our focus on culture then becomes the shared thoughts that influence our behavioral choices. Based on this reasoning, we define road safety culture in terms of the shared way of thinking within a group that influences our choices to deliberately engage in either safe or unsafe road user behaviors. But what are these aspects of thought that influences people's behaviors and decision making? While thinking about how we make decisions, it is useful to look at an integrated model of behavior that describes how our thoughts relate to our willingness and intention to behave. Similar to models used in engineering to identify factors that determine outcomes, we can also use models to identify factors that predict behavioral choices. The important thing to understand from this model is that certain values and beliefs lead to willful and intentional behaviors. We define values as those ideals to which we aspire and which guide our choice of behavior. For example, most people think it is important to protect members of the family, and so we are likely to prioritize those behaviors that ensure family member safety. The beliefs that influence behaviors include beliefs about the potential outcomes of engaging in a behavior, beliefs about how significant others expect them to behave, beliefs about what behaviors are typical in our social environments, and beliefs about the degree of control we have in engaging these behaviors. As an example, think about speeding. Traffic safety agencies can use strategies to discourage speeding, including road design, road calming measures such as speed bumps, or dynamic speed management signs. Road users are taught the rules of the road, and law enforcement issues tickets as penalties when these rules are broken. But sometimes drivers speed anyway, because they share the belief that everybody else does, or they value time saved by speeding more than their own safety, or they may have an attitude that speeding is just fun. These are culture-based thoughts that can also influence the ultimate decision to speed. Now, with our increased understanding of what culture is, we are in a better position to understand and focus on road safety culture specifically. Road safety culture is defined as the values and beliefs shared among groups of road users and stakeholders that influence their decisions to behave and act in ways that affect road safety. It is important to note that this definition includes the ways of thinking shared by stakeholders. The actions stakeholders take, such as passing laws, can affect our behaviors and ultimately road safety. There are two main reasons why road safety culture is an important topic for agencies that have the goal to improve road safety. The first reason is that transforming road safety culture encourages safer behavior. By reducing risky road user behaviors, we can reduce road fatalities caused by these risky behaviors. Such changes are more likely to be sustained because once transformed, culture has a stable and enduring influence on our behaviors. The second reason is that a road safety culture in which everyone values safety and safe behaviors will increase public support and acceptance for all forms of road safety intervention. This can be especially valuable in communities that have resisted safety interventions in the past. So how can you integrate the concept of road safety culture into your own work to make road travel safer? First, you must understand the current road safety culture in a particular social environment. This can be done by measuring the culture at a national, regional, or local level. Often, this is accomplished by designing a survey that includes items measuring each part of the integrated model of behavior we discussed earlier. By measuring culture in this way, we can see how culture is influencing decisions to act safely or unsafely. When a positive road safety culture already exists in a community, we can leverage that positive culture to encourage other road safety efforts. For example, in a recent project in Utah, key leaders used the existing positive road safety culture in their state regarding seatbelt usage to support the adoption of a primary seatbelt law. This project showed lawmakers evidence that their road safety culture was supportive by showing that most people in Utah did wear a seatbelt and did favor a primary seatbelt law. On the other hand, when the measurement of road safety culture indicates aspects of culture associated with unsafe behaviors, we can then develop specific strategies to transform those cultural elements to instead promote safe road user decisions. Here again is another example from Utah about the specific behavior of wearing a seatbelt. This example is based on a project that surveyed road safety culture in 3 rural communities in Utah. This project demonstrated that wearing a seatbelt was supported by values about protecting oneself, values about protecting those one cares about, shared beliefs that seatbelts prevent serious injuries and death, and shared beliefs that most people wear their seatbelts also. Because these positive values and beliefs were shared by most respondents, it can be concluded that Utah has a predominantly positive road safety culture regarding seatbelts in these communities that were surveyed. In contrast, these same values and beliefs were not shared by those people who reported they did not wear their seatbelts. And so, culture-based strategies will be developed to encourage those people who do not wear their seatbelts to recognize and embrace the same protective road safety culture as those who do. For example, media will be created specifically to reach families and will highlight the importance of creating and discussing family rules about always wearing a seatbelt. This media will leverage the value of protecting those you care about, which is a value common to many cultures. So to conclude, road safety culture gives us one more powerful tool that can help us understand and potentially change the behavior of road users. If all of us work together, individuals, community members, law enforcement, tribal agencies, and transportation practitioners, we can influence sustainable changes that can make a real difference in saving lives on rural roads.
Our thanks to Nick Ward for this introduction to road safety culture. In this video, you have learned the definition of road safety culture, why there has been a growing interest in it, and how these concepts can be applied to make road travel safer. Visit us on the web at ruralsafetycenter.org today to find more information about road safety culture, to stay informed of future trainings on this topic, and to explore other techniques to help improve the safety of your roads. Or call us at 844-330-2200 to be connected with a road safety culture expert. The National Center for Rural Road Safety, your trusted safety sidekick to make rural road travel safer.